What it do, YouTube? It's your boys, Eyes and Ears Tactical, back here with another video. As you see, I have a wide variety of items laid out here. I'm pretty sure you're all saying, what are you doing? What's all this about? What's going on? Well, I've been watching a lot of videos lately. I've been seeing people having their shit hit the fan guns and zombie attack, what would you bring? And, just apocalypse, just every zombie, all that stuff. What would you need? And, of course, we all gonna have guns, particularly everybody on the gun channel. But I was sitting back, my experience with a lot of situations, I'm thinking like, man, there's a lot of weird stuff that you might have to have, or you may want to consider. I would say the word consider. I don't think you have to have any of this stuff. You can have whatever you need that makes you feel safe in case something bad happens. But this is my item. This ain't even like a loadout. This ain't even none of that. This is me throwing a whole variety of items out that you might want to think about if you own property, land, if you live in the country, the mountains, or even some of this stuff can be used in the city. But if everything collapses, a few of these things may be helpful. So I'm just gonna go over a few things. So obviously, you might want to get you a plate carrier. This is not level 3 or 4 armor piercing. This is basically going to be all the way up to just pistol rounds for the most part. I don't know about 5.7 and all that, but I'm going to get some better stuff eventually. But like I said, once again, it's just something to think about. Get some mag pouches and things like that. Areas where you can put your trauma kit at. You got all this Molly strapping technique, all that strapping system and all that. So this is a good one where you can plug things in, attach things, and so there's a lot of companies that sell all this kind of tactical stuff. I know, Feral Concepts, that boy Locked and Loaded, it's a company that he goes to and gets a lot of this stuff at. So yeah, you definitely want to think about getting you some body armor. Some shit happen, you're gonna need that. Obviously you get hit in the head, ain't gonna help you, but for the most part, they miss get you in your vital organ area, you'll be safe. So you might want to get that. Think about that for sure. And as you see, I got all weird stuff here. So this is just an RC car. This is no big deal, RC car. And somebody said, why would you need that? Well, if you had to send something out, you want to send something to one of your neighbors or something, and you want to be stealth about it. Again, get whatever RC car you want. This is just something I have for just messing around with. My grandkids play with this thing. It's all dirty, and this thing gets going. Oh, jumps all over stuff. Hot, durable. I dropped it a few times. The top comes off. There's no oil or gas, so run on batteries. Which is not good in a fallout situation. But in the beginning, probably of a disaster, this could probably be helpful to send something over to someone. You could probably strap a mag on this or something. You never know. You just gotta be a good little thing just to have. So, these are all cheap things that you could have that could help you in a bad situation. So RC car, bigger the better, more powerful the better, but just something to just think about to have around the house. And then you got the drone. This is like a cheap little drone. I bought this to do some skills videos for my daughter softball. And I was trying to see how hard it would be. And actually doing those videos not that hard, but just editing it and making it look nice, so the colleges would recruit your kid. It was a lot harder than I thought. I don't have that Edit Pro system and all that. I'm not really that tech savvy, to be honest with you guys. Even though I work for Apple, and that's amazing. But yeah, so a drone is great, and this thing works great because it records in video. I did some stuff on it, but I just couldn't do what I wanted, so I ended up paying for the skills video ultimately. But your controller and hooks to your phone. And this is good if you're gonna have to scan the area if some shit popped off and you don't know what's around the corner, down the block. Send this thing up and get some good footage, and you can get an idea of what's going on, in your neighborhood around your property. So I would put drone on the list too. RC car, I put that on there too. Those two, I would think about getting that. And I didn't spend much, people. This is like 100. I don't even know if it's 100, but I got this thing at Walmart like 5 years ago, and it still works perfect. These are just bumpers in case it crashes on the ground and you don't break your blade. That's what those are. That's what they're for. So when you crash, you don't break these. So those just pop off. But when you get good, you don't even need these. You know how to land it better. But in the beginning, I was crashing this thing all over the place. They're a lot harder than what people say. Don't be honest with you. Them drones are not easy. It's an adjustment period to that, just like anything else in life. And moving along, gotta have you a GoPro. Again, I have a GoPro because I coach softball, and but out here in San Diego, California, every damn parent has a GoPro, so I don't even use a damn thing no more. It just kind of sits up in the closet, and I got the GoPro Black with all the hookups, you know, waterproof, the case, shockproof case, you know, all that stuff. Practically brand new. I mean, I only did a few things with it, and you can hook it on the fence or something like that, and that'll be good to just have. You can hook that. I got all kind of attachments where you can put it on your hat or on a stick or whatever, and you can mount it, strap it with some Velcro against something if you want. Kind of use it like a game trail cam, you know. So again, trying to get surveillance, trying to get some information, some intel, what's going on around, and you know, stuff like that. Make sure something didn't change in your environments, you know. So those things are really good to have. I would definitely suggest everybody get something simple. Like I said, don't have to be a GoPro. Kind of overrated, you know. There's a lot of stuff you can do. And again, when all this stuff, if something collapses, there's no power anyway, so this would be practically useless. But in the beginning, until then, or if you got your own power source, you can stay in the game, you know. So, you know, I do some other stuff up here. Just headlamps in general. Have a bunch of these with a bunch of batteries, because that's gonna come in handy so you can be hands-free. Pop that on your helmet, your hand, your head, your kids, they can have, you know, you can sleep with that on, get up, boom, hit the light, see what's going on, whatever. Those are really good to have for a lot of applications. If you got to work at night, chopping wood or whatever, just never can have too many of these headlamps. So moving right along. Now I just threw this first aid kit up here. This is like a little softball 6U, 8U first aid kit. This is useless in a war zone situation, or there's a couple little things in there. That ain't gonna help. You need to get you a real trauma kit with trauma patches and things of that nature. Just an example of what you should have, and you should maybe have a couple of those. So if you have to split up with your loved ones or your homies in the neighborhood, your neighbors, y'all, you know, everybody need to have a good first aid kit and know how to use it, make a tourniquet and all that kind of stuff. You know, administer first aid. Everybody should know CPR. These are all important things you need to have before shit happens, because shit happens quick and then you don't know how to react, then your life expectancy just went down. So get abreast on CPR, infant CPR, child CPR, all the new techniques and all that kind of stuff, and have a nice little. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the good combat first aid kits, they're not cheap, so expect to go out the pocket, you know. And along with that, have some MREs, some made ready to eat meals, you know, like, you know, all that. So that all goes in kind of in the same group, okay? The lamp, the first aid kit made ready to eat, that goes in one group. The drone, the RC car, GoPro cameras, the game trails, that goes in one group. Then you got your battle armor, you know, that's your helmet, night vision. That's what I want to get into in one day. That's super expensive, night vision and all that. So that goes in that group. Now, you'll see this wetsuit. I surf, yeah. I mean, I'm in San Diego, you know. So, and they say, well, why would you need a wetsuit? Well, for the most part, most of us live in very comfortable weather conditions, and even if we don't try to test the conditions. Meaning, if you live in minus 60, you don't go outside with a bathing suit on, so you layer up to protect yourself. Well, if some shit hit the fan, and all of a sudden it starts to flood, you know, like the levees broke in Louisiana or whatever, something like that. People ain't used to being in water for long periods of time. Well, you got you a wetsuit, and you can pick these things up. I got a couple of these. It's only a 2 mil, so these things come in millimeters. In case y'all aren't used to surfing and being in the ocean, wetsuits are in millimeters, like 1 mil, 2 mil, 3 mil, 4 mil, 5 mil, and they do half mils, 2.5 mil, 3 mils. So this is particularly a 2.5 mil, because I live in San Diego, and the ocean temperature usually between 69 and 74, depending on what part of the year is. So you don't really need a 3-4 mil unless you're going way out in the ocean, diving, doing something crazy, scuba diving. Those tend to get to the 4 mils and whatnot. And then if you go to Northern California and the Bay Area, the water's colder up there. And if you go to the East Coast, it's colder. So they rock 3.5, 4 mils and stuff like that. But it's good to have your family gets a set of wetsuits in case they have to be in the water or in the rain for a long period of time, or have to swim, or you have to maybe put them on a rope in a boat and you got to pull them to a certain area to get to drier land or get to a safe area. Those wetsuits will kick in. So, and they're cheap on Amazon. Like I said, the higher the thickness is the mil. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the thicker you get, the more expensive they are. So, and but for example, that 2.5 mil full body wetsuit, I don't think this is the sleeve one, is it? Oh yeah, it is a sleeve one. You can get the sleeves off too, but that's a full body with sleeves and legs. And I think that was only $49. So they're not too expensive. It's just enough to get you in the water where you can be safe, or you got to go out in the water and do something, or recon or something, it'd be nice to have some a wetsuit. Okay, so what I got here now is communication. Got to have some comms. I get these are my old school ones. There's some newer stuff out there, some Garmin's and whatnot, and Baofeng makes some good ones. You know, stronger battery life, distance, all that plays an effect with these radios. These are the Baofengs right here. Okay, so transceiver. So these are good. Just got to charge them up. They got ports for your you know, your earpieces and whatnot. And you know, so make sure everybody has earpieces so you can be kind of stealthy. You don't want to be loud, so that's important to have your earpieces. You got your charging, build you a charging panel area where you can charge everything at, keep everything nice and charged. Again, energy goes down, it's all trash. Now you're going back in the cowboy Indian days where you're doing smoke signals. Who knows? But this won't last once the power grid fails. So you need to have your own power source. But you must have something. So look into Baofeng. I trust Baofeng. We used it a lot when I was in the wind turbine business. You know, Baofeng makes some good two-way radios, and so look into Baofeng. And you know, this can call configuration into your plate carrier. So all this stuff is kind of compatible. You can wire it up where it's around the back of your back and all that kind of stuff. So these Baofeng is really intact with tactical gear and tactical plate carriers. So take a look at that. Again, you can get Baofeng off Amazon, believe it or not. And the used ones off the Amazon, don't be hesitant. What it is somebody bought them and upgraded or didn't want something that was particular about it. They're not trash. So, and I think I got 4. I don't know where the other one is. And I got some cheap little two-way ones, you know, that aren't that far, and you should have a couple pair of them or laying around too if you got kids, so they can communicate if you're inside of a house and it's a house, you know, everything collapsed. So if your kid's upstairs, you downstairs, it'd be nice to know that they got a radio, even though you're in the same house, but they still have that comm going on with you. So comm is going to be super important. Okay. All right, moving along. So we got all that going. Now another thing you want to have is a sword or some sort of machete or a big long something like that, and I particularly got one. I'm lucky. This is a really important piece to me and means a lot to me. My neighbor, when I was younger, had my first kid. He was an ex-Army veteran, and he was really big into martial arts. Been to Japan, studied martial arts, and he was an older gentleman. His name was Chico, and you know, when I met him, he was a lot older than me, so anyway, hold on one second. Okay, back there. Sorry about that. Like I said, I don't have a high-tech studio, so I apologize. But yeah, so back to this sword. This is from Japan, Okinawa. I'm not going to mispronounce, but maybe his sensei or his instructor, mentor, gave him a set. You can see the distance on that. I don't know what that is, but I figure, you know, I guess that looks about 2.5 feet, 2 feet, maybe 1, 2.5. I don't know what that is in feet. I'm bad at that right now, but there was a set of them. So this was the shorter one. It was this length, and then there was one went to about right here. And then there's another one that went to about right here. And he said, "Which one did you want, Mark?" And I said, "Okay." And I just, for some reason, I took the smallest one. And he said, "That was my favorite one." I said, "Oh, Chico, take it back, man. No, it's fine, man. I don't want it." And he said, "No, I offered it up to you, and you picked the one that you wanted. And so happens that's my favorite one, but I'm more than honored to give it to you." And I was just touched by that. So, you know, have you a nice sword. And here's mine. I'm doing this one-handed, so I ain't trying to cut my hand off. So here it is right here, folks. It's a beautiful piece of artwork right here. I don't know if this light is really helping it that much. And I haven't cleaned it up. But this is very nice. And this is all done by hand. This is very nice. And he just gave it to me just because I was a good neighbor, you know. Just a you know, just being a good neighbor, you know, putting his trash cans down. They were an older couple, you know, stuff like that. Washing his car when I washed my car, cut his grass when I cut my grass, stuff like that. And I didn't do it for that. I didn't know he was a gun advocate. I wasn't even into guns back then. This is many years ago, guys. Like, that's back in the day. Like, this is 2022. When he gave me this sword, that was, man, gee whiz, that was back in 1999, you know? I was living up in the Rio Vista Delta, the Sacramento Delta area, and I wasn't really deep into guns, you know, and he had a whole shitload of stuff. One day I came over his house that day and offered this up to me, so I was very touched by that, and it feels good in the hand, and I don't have it as sharp as it was. It could be. The one he had was super sharp. He took a piece of paper and dropped it on it, just split in half. I was just like, whoa, and then he had a tomato, and he just went, and it just, I think this can still do the tomato too. Let me see, I don't want to cut myself. Let's see. No, I don't think he sharpened this one up that day. He sharpened the other two up. I told him to hold off because I wasn't used to handling it. But yeah, get you a sword, man. Have you a sword, and this can be hitched up until like a sheath, you know, and you can have that part of your tactical setup too. So that's something you want to think about, guys. Get you a nice little sword. All right, and the last thing I want to talk about is, you know, I mean, we're gonna talk about having guns and whatnot. We all know that part, but you know, this is my Glock 19 since it's laying here. Let me just unload that. All right, we see that's unloaded, and so this is my Glock 19. You know, if I'm in California, so all my Glocks are Gen 3. I like the finger grooves. I don't know why people complain about it. I love them. Even if I had access to the 4 and the 5s, I probably wouldn't even get them. The only reason it would make me do it because they have the ambidextrous controls and I'm a lefty, but I like the Gen 3. It's just sweet, man. You know, it's a good pistol. So back to this. So now, you know, everybody has lights in it. You guys notice I don't have a light on my pistol, but I have lights. Anybody follow my channel, I have lights. I just don't buy holsters that hold lights because my theory is I'm not gonna, if I have to get tactical, I don't need a light. I'm that confident that I don't need a light. But what I do carry, guys, is I carry one of these small tactical lights like this with one of my daughter's hair ties. And there's freaking hair in it, too. Man, that's a real hair tie. Look at that. Yeah, so I carry one of these jokers, and I don't know what this is, a couple hundred lumens, but people, you don't need a 2,000 lumen light when you're trying to clear a room. So what I do is I'm doing this one-handed. I put this on my hand, my right hand, and I have it in a position so like this. So when I'm just not using it, if I'm going to clear a room or I have to go out somewhere to the garage or something, I would probably have my flat light on my pistol if I was on my property going out at night. But if I was gonna go out, like I knew something was kind of popping off, like, well, I was going somewhere and I didn't want to put a light on my pistol. I keep these all over the place. I got them in all my cars, and I got like maybe 2 in my gun bag. Each gun bag has one, and I keep one in here. So I put that on that bungee, on that hold on for a second, put it down. So I put it on the this is a hard one hand. So I put it on my wrist and I flick it around, then I can, you know, clear a room, boom, 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 whatever it may be, and then I can flip it back over. I'm not doing this really that well. It's easier if I had my hand free, I can have position better. But I keep it like that, you know, and then if not, I just stick it in my pocket. So I personally like old school, because all I'm gonna do probably is go low light like this, or you know, like it's probably gonna be more like a flash, so I can just see a shadow or something, and then turn it off. So I'm not gonna be just walking around with the light, just, you know, so giving your position away. So that's one thing I want to add on. You know, don't be afraid to start practicing with these. And I got this off Amazon too, I think. I don't know what the name of, whatever, but it works great for me. And get you a few of them, and then, you know, work with that, and you'll get more confident without having a light on your gun all the time. Because I just don't like, I like simplicity of the pistols. I don't like a lot of stuff, like red dots and stuff. If I had the, you know, I keep saying if I had the money, but I probably could, but I just love how, that's one thing I love about Glock. It's square, chunky, block, it's ugly and just simple. And I just like that, and that's all. I just usually upgrade their sights and maybe a trigger and a tungsten rod and some Talon grips, and that's all I usually do, guys. But anyway, I just want to let you guys see my, you know, I wouldn't say tactical loadout, but I would say stuff you might want to think about having around the house, and and you eliminate each item as the world goes to hell. Once the power go out, we'll know that'll be trash. The battery died, we won't need that no more. GoPro will be done. You won't have a computer to download shit. That's trash. This might get shot out the sky, crash, and get ran over by a truck or something. That would be a piece of shit. The headlamp probably gonna die out with batteries, garbage. First aid kit, it's gonna go forever. These, depending on how they're used, you'll probably get more life out of this than this and that. Just for the fact that you probably won't be chattering all the goddamn time, and you're gonna stay low profile, so you'll probably get a lot of worth out of that. Swords for certain, you're gonna get your mileage out of that, as long as it don't get taken from you, or you drop it or leave it. Again, if you got to drop this to take a rifle, I think you drop that and take the rifle, or even a pistol. So it can still go to hell side, at the end of the day. Same with these, battery died, garbage. Plate carry is only as good as you're alive. And then when you're dead, someone's going to take your plate carry, and then they're going to get mileage out of it. So this is a ultimate investment. Whether you here live it out, it's going to always be around. So great investment. With a wetsuit, again, cheap, have it around. Get your worth out of it. Weather conditions are going to play a factor when shit hit the fan. So those are some things to think about, you guys. Hope you guys had a good time with the channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I do not sell guns. There's no gun sales here. And like I said, I appreciate everybody. 2A community is a great community. I don't understand why people don't get more into it and protect themselves. I believe everybody should own a gun. Everybody should get gun training and understand that it's not necessarily dangerous. It's a tool like anything else that everyone should be abreast with using. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this maybe sparks some discussions. If you guys have any comments, feel free to drop them. I'm not perfect. I made some mistakes probably. Let me know what those are, and I'll try to get better. But otherwise, you guys stay blessed, stay safe, stay dangerous. Remember, guns are for safety, not for killing. And this is your guy, your main guy, Eyes and Ears Tactical. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, everybody.